Steffi from Books That Teach Us, and in this video today I'm going to share about my month 2 of being on YouTube, talk about some of my YouTube growth so far, things that have been working, haven't been working, websites that I have been using really well to help me create videos a bit more efficiently, because I think when you're a brand new YouTuber, obviously you have a lot of learning to do, and this month has definitely been really good for learning, and I'm a little bit into month 3 right now, so it's been really promising, I think, to see the growth that has happened so far, the lovely people that are watching my booktube channel. And I think it's also really great to feel like I keep coming up with more and more ideas for playlists that I want to do, booktube videos, and so I feel like I'm in a really good place for ideation and everything that's happening there. I'm also going to give a shout out to some of my favourite people that I'm following who are not necessarily booktubers, but I think they're people that are quite inspiring, and they're sharing quite a lot of really helpful tips about YouTube, particularly for newbies like me. I think there's a lot that we can learn from them. I'm also going to talk about receiving some of my first negative comments, and then I'll share about what my strategies are moving forwards, and you guys can tune in with me again for month 3 to find out what is working and what is not so much then. So I think month 2 compared with month 1 on my new YouTube channel has been really positive, because I've had 1,000 views, hit 100 subscribers, and if we look at this, since the last time that I made this video for my month 1, I've had 3,774 views within that time period and about 321 watch hours, and I'm just feeling pretty good about that. I think I'm a newbie, I've still got a lot to learn, and one of the big things that I'm really enjoying is that a lot of my videos are still getting impressions, some of them not very many, 5 or 10, but it still makes me think, oh, okay, YouTube is still showing these thumbnails and potential videos for people to click on, and so that's really positive. In terms of YouTube successes, my 2 main videos that are quite popular at the moment are my 25 historical fiction reads, and I love that because that is one of my favourite all-time genres, so it's wonderful to be able to share that with people, and I've had people make me wonderful recommendations as well, so I feel like it's been really nice for like community engagement and getting book ideas for what to read next as well. My second one that's doing really well is my 25 best non-fiction books, and I really enjoyed making that one because for a long time I didn't read any non-fiction. I was quite anti reading non-fiction because I thought it'd be a bit dry, a bit boring, and so it's been really lovely to think, oh, actually I do really enjoy these different genres, and there's so much learning that we can take away from that. My takeaway in terms of booktube growth from those is that the longer videos seem to just do so well, and I think this links into one of my first YouTube mistakes, is that I think one of my first videos was about 20 minutes long. I think it was my booktube newbie tag. You can watch it here if you're interested. And the first part I thought was, oh, okay, people are watching an average of 4 minutes, so I'm going to make a video that's about 4 minutes long. And then I did. And then people only watched about 1 minute of it. And it suddenly the penny dropped, and I was like, oh, okay. There are always going to be some people that actually watch your videos all the way until the end. Particularly, I think, for my lovely booktube community. Like, I feel like we do have good attention spans. We do love reading and books. So I think that's been really useful information, to not be afraid to do a giant big whooping list of 25 book recommendations, because there's a lot of value in that, and I think it's been wonderful to see that people value that. So yeah, thank you if you're watching along with my book recommendations. I'll talk a bit at the end of this video about the upcoming ones that I'm going to do next, and it seems like the 25 book recommendation kind of list seems to be working quite well. Although I have noticed that on YouTube Trends, top 10 seem to be something that they're maybe hoping to push. So I'm thinking I might maybe curate some of them down into kind of my top 10 best books in the different genres. And that's something I'm thinking about doing in the future over my month 3. think it's been really, really great for me to start making these videos because it really makes me focus and think about what is working and what isn't. I am not someone that likes data and analytics. I am a teacher, an English teacher, and I love words. And anytime, even in my teaching job, when I have to look at data and graphs, I find it really off-putting. I do that a bit in my other passion project in life, which is my travel blog. So I live in Thailand, I travel around Asia really often, and I post about that and ways that you can travel ethically, wildlife you can see, scuba diving destinations. And for that as well, it involves looking at some data and analysing. And I think I just have to get over myself and realise, yes, it is important to look at data and work out what is working and what is not, especially if you want to see success. If it's just a hobby, then that's fine. But I think I do intend to be ambitious with this channel. I have a few ideas for the future about ways that I'd like to monetize, and I think that would be really useful. Just to take a moment right now to mention that I am currently fostering two very cute little kittens who have decided to join the conversation today. This is Twix and Crunchy. They're going to be available for adoption from next week onwards if you live in Thailand and are interested in adopting two very cute kittens. Yeah. So one of the other takeaways has been great is that I'm not really watching my subs anymore. Like, it's really nice to see people trickling in, but I think when you first start, you're like watching all the time and you go through this bit of like an obsession period. I don't know if any of you guys felt the same like that, but let me know in the comments if you were also obsessively watching numbers and boring yourself and the people around you. I feel like, oh, I don't really need to do that anymore. I can just focus on reading books, which is the whole point of why I wanted to start this channel, is to read books and share them with you. So that feels really positive. One more thing that I think I'm gonna stop doing is I was starting to look at YouTube Shorts and thinking about if that is something that is important to make. It doesn't come very naturally to me. I've played around in the past with Instagram and TikTok in order to drive traffic to my travel blog, which I know some people manage to do successfully, but I just think I'm not one of them. I think I just don't have the skill set and sometimes motivation to make videos, to spend so long making a 15-second video that 50 people are going to watch. On Instagram, I've had more success than that with a few thousand, but it still just feels a bit pointless and then it kind of disappears into the void. So let me know if you are really keen on shorts and if that's something that you think is useful, because I kind of feel in the booktube world it's maybe not so important, and I'm kind of hoping it's not so important as well. So let's see about that one. In this section, I want to give 3 shout outs to 3 fantastic YouTubers that I have been following along with, that are sharing lots of wisdom. My number 1 person is Natalie Hamilton. She's been sharing a lot about her YouTube growth, things that have been working for her, what hasn't. I love that she's kind of said, oh, everybody says it's so easy, and she's like, it's not easy. So I think that's been really nice to be like, yeah, okay, like, we're all on this learning curve. Obviously, it's not going to be easy. We're learning new things. And that's been really nice. Go ahead and follow Natalie. She also has some cats popping up in her videos. So that's lovely too. The other person is Paige Turner. She has kind of a lot of experience being online. I believe she's monetized already on YouTube, and she just gives a really realistic overview. One of her really helpful ones was when she did one of those challenges where you have to post every day for a month, and she did it and she said, everything went down. Like, there was no point in doing that. While that may work for some people, I felt like it's a bit of a reassurance because I teach full time. I love having hobbies. I'm so shy at going out. I look after my foster cats. And I think it's just, yeah, really important to not feel obliged to be posting and on platforms every single day when it's taken away from your quality of life. The other person who is great about sharing analytics is Argon. I'm going to link all 3 of these lovely YouTubers below. She really does like a deep dive into her analytics. It's been really helpful for me with my data averse mindset to be like, okay, that's where she looked at the impressions and she could see if people are actually clicking on things still and if YouTube's showing things still in the feed. So she's been really helpful. So thank you to those 3 lovely YouTubers. I received in month 2 my first 2 negative comments, which I guess is inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. The first one was some person chanting woke, woke, woke at me as if being woke is a negative thing. I'm pretty sure it just means you're aware of the systems of oppression. And I'm pretty proud of that. And I had that moment where, okay, do I engage? Am I going to go low? Am I going to try to be witty with it? And then I thought, do you know what? No, it's my channel. I'm not giving any of this kind of horrible negativity any of my time, and I just deleted and blocked. So that felt quite good. Second person was someone saying negative comments about my hair. Not sure why, quite like my hair, but I'm a woman on the internet, so I guess that's inevitable that some men out there are going to feel the need to troll me or the way that I look. Luckily, that is not the vast majority of my comments. My comments are from lovely people talking about wonderful books, sharing the books that they've read as well as me and that they loved, and also making me some fantastic recommendations. So I love that, and I think it's just really given me fuel to be like, I'm not giving any time or headspace to anyone being negative and being horrible on my channel. So yeah, goodbye. The other thing to say, and I mentioned this in my month 1 YouTube, is that I was trialing technology called Riverside. Now, I'd heard some of the big YouTubers talk about this. I know Jade Beeson. I also follow her, but she's a very big YouTuber and has lots of people in her editing team, so is always quite open about not doing her own edits. But anyway, she was sponsored by Riverside, and I thought, they have a free trial, which is still going on at the moment, so I thought I'm going to try them out. And honestly, it's been a game changer. Basically, what it allows you to do is you put in your video and it automatically gives you a transcript. And within that transcript, you can take out pauses. You can take out any fluff. You literally just highlight the words that you don't want and you delete them. And I've also been using it for generating captions, which I really wanted to make sure I was doing on my YouTube. I know a lot of people don't tend to do that, but I actually think it's really important to be inclusive. So I really wanted to make a point of having captions enabled, and there seemed a lot of very long-winded ways to go about it, and Riverside just honestly made it so much easier. So I think they've got, it's either 1 week or 2 week free trial at the moment, so I'll link them below and definitely go check it out. It has been such a game changer for editing faster. The only thing I've not really figured out yet is how to make it kind of come in and out, and so maybe this seems crazy, but I am still using Canva for that. So I will put in the edits, all the cuts and everything will be done in Riverside. I will then download that file, upload it into Canva, and Canva, I think I just love it because it feels familiar to me maybe. But with Canva, what I have done now, and this is one of my top tips, is that you can make a template. So as you guys can see, I have my intro and outro, and I have a song by Jason Demore. His music's below if you're interested, giving him a free shout out there if you're into hip hop music. But basically what I can do is I've got this Canva template, so it automatically has that music there, has my intro and outro, Books That Teach Us screen that I made on Canva and animated on Canva. And I can just click on the template and then put my video in the middle. What I then do is I add in the books that appear on the screen through Canva. I find it quite easy to do. What I first of all is I cut to each part where the book is, so whenever I talk about a new book, then the next one will appear as a split the video, and so the next part and so the next screen will then appear, and it just seems a much easier way. I see a lot of people putting in, you know, like memes and things like that into their YouTube videos, and sometimes I just find it a lot of noise that isn't really necessary. I'm sure some of you watching this have come across vidIQ's videos, and honestly, they're just so chaotic to me. Obviously, there's a lot of help in there, but it's almost like they so much feel the need to grab your attention that I just think it's noisy and chaotic, and I don't like it. I already work with teenagers. I don't need any more noise or chaos in my life. So yeah, that's been good to know, is that people are still enjoying my nice, calm booktube videos without any jumping around and memes and fancy GIF stuff happening. The other thing to say is that I really feel like I'm becoming more articulate when I'm videoing. I used to have to cut out so many ums and ahs, and I just feel like I don't need to do that anymore. At the moment, what I'm overdoing is the word so, whenever I start a new sentence, and saying and in the next one, I can just cut them out with Riverside. So that's really nice. Let me know what editing software you use below, because I'd be really interested to see what's working and what's not working for people, because I am thinking about doing the paid plan on Riverside, having tried out their free trial. It seems to just work brilliantly for edits and work brilliantly for the captions. Up next on my YouTube, I am going to start to look more at YouTube trends. So that's the section within your YouTube studio where you can see what people are searching for. And I think that's potentially why my historical fiction books video did so well, is because that's one of the things that people are searching for. And I think it's great to be able to come up in search terms. I even had, it was only one click, but it's one click, from Google. So Google must have shown my video in search terms for people who are looking on Google for historical fiction book recommendations. So I love that there's the crossover there. So yeah, going to be looking more at trends. I have got currently 159 more ideas for booktube videos to do, and I think coming up next I'm going to have my India books. I think I've got about 15 best India books on my list, potentially 20. I'm going to do a classics one, like must-read classics, and also perhaps classics that are a bit easier to read. I'm also thinking about doing one based on kind of self-care. So if people are feeling a bit down or low on energy or need like a positive boost, then these are some of the books that they could read for that. So subscribe if you're interested. I will be doing month 3 in actually a couple of weeks, because I'm a little bit into month 3 already. And I've got some really interesting news that has come from month 3. It's something that I didn't think would happen, and it has happened, so that's interesting to know. Drop your links below. I'd love to help support other small YouTubers as well.